We've got something fun and exciting for you today, so I hope you're ready. In this video, two marketers, Tony and myself, will be talking about our greatest marketing successes. We are going to be revealing how we accomplished those successes and the things that we learned along the way so that you can take those exact same steps and have successes of your own. Now, this type of content is new for us, so please excuse us as we learn how to get better at it. And also let us know down in the comments section if you like it and if you want to see more. That would be really helpful. Let's dive in. All right, so we are going to dive into our biggest online marketing successes. Tony, why don't you start us off with your thoughts?
So I have a couple of internet successes that I could talk of. The one that I actually picked to talk about today is one that I feel like a lot of our customers are going to be able to relate to, which is how I took a very small business that was selling info products on the internet. And interestingly enough, they chose a very strange platform to do so, which was Vimeo. They were selling info products in video format, so they were selling video courses essentially on Vimeo. And I totally transformed this by setting their whole company up using Thrive Suite products. So instead of actually selling courses on Vimeo, I set them up on Thrive Apprentice, built out a really nice SEO optimized website using Thrive Theme Builder and Thrive Architect. And I will say this. So speaking, actually, let me mention a few numbers that I think are important, which is the fact that they had already market validated info products, meaning that they were selling video courses on Vimeo. So think about a fitness company that was selling courses on Vimeo. Not a lot, but enough to actually see that there was a real demand for them. And they had already an established audience on YouTube, not super big, which is also great because it's going to serve as a really good example that you don't actually need a humongous audience on YouTube or a humongous email list to actually be able to build a profitable online business. So what I did is I took this very small company that was selling a few courses on Vimeo, set them up on Thrive Apprentice, built out a really nice SEO optimized business using Thrive Suite products. And in year one, we made over $100,000.
Wow.
Now, a couple of things to note. They had, what I would say is that they had an audience of 1,000 true fans already built up when I actually came in. They weren't engaging with them as well as they could have probably been because, number one, building an audience on Vimeo is a terrible idea. Vimeo doesn't even let you download the emails from your customers, from people that actually buy the courses from you. So it's very hard to actually market anything else other than whatever courses you've already sold to them on Vimeo. And yeah, that was probably one of my biggest marketing successes. I mean, how we took a company, a really small company. It was a company led by two people essentially, that was maybe selling $1,000 worth of courses on Vimeo, and in year one, by actually building a well-established SEO website using Thrive Theme Builder, setting up really nice courses using Thrive Apprentice, and leveraging the small audience that they had on YouTube, and gathering some more emails and actually doing some marketing. We skyrocketed the number of sales that we were making. So that was probably my biggest, maybe not my biggest, but definitely one of the most relatable marketing successes that you guys watching us on YouTube can probably relate to.
So tell me more about this. Of course, it wasn't just putting the courses on Thrive Apprentice. What else was it specifically that drove that success?
I think that there are people out there that are very afraid of doing marketing. And this is going to sound super scary, but especially And I don't want to insult anyone, but especially older people are actually scared of selling sometimes. And when I was approached by this company, it was managed by two people and they were on the older side, let's just say that. And they weren't really doing anything to sell their products. And so with very little marketing, which was, building up a strong email list, actually building up email sequences, up on email newsletter signups, building up workflows, up on course purchases, what's going to happen once actually someone purchases our course, how do we guide them through the funnel to get them to buy something else. So just by implementing a few things that honestly anyone can do, and if you're watching this video on our YouTube channel, if you've watched our some of Christine's tutorials on how to build funnels, or how to actually leverage the power of Thrive Suite to increase your overall revenues, anyone can do this. So I didn't really do anything outside the box. I just actually did a little bit of marketing, and I actually did it. So I feel like, and I don't want to be classified as racist or anything, but I feel like people outside of the US are terrified of selling themselves too hard. This is something that, when I've worked with people in Europe or, Australia or something like that, they don't like to hard sell. And hard selling is not necessarily bad. Whereas people in the US are kind of more used to actually hard selling themselves and just, emailing once a day if it's necessary. Some people outside the US are terrified of the idea of being maybe like labeled as, hey, spammers. Oh my God, these people are going to get tired of me of actually receiving so many emails. Truth is that if you're good at something and you've got, and you really are an expert at something, you're going to have something good to share with your audience once a day. It shouldn't be too hard. And as long as it's good content and it's valuable, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. So to answer your question, I'm not sure if I'm going off topic.
No,
I feel like I didn't do anything exceptional other than leverage the power of Thrive Suite, use the small audience that they had, and in combination, those two things really skyrocketed.
So once you got people on the email list, then what did you do? Did you send maybe some like autoresponder emails? Did you do like a webinar, or was there just
Right.
did you just...
So their tech stack was pretty awful. They had a crappy website per se on WordPress, but they were using something else. It wasn't Thrive Suite. It was, some of these old 2015 themes that you could just buy from a third-party marketplace. And they had traffic going to their site because their site was so old, and they had content up for so long that they were actually ranking for a few key terms in the fitness space. And what we did was we actually built some wikis inside their website. We actually started to gather some more emails using Thrive Leads. We started putting people inside Drip. I was using Drip at the time. Drip, ActiveCampaign, anything like that will work. They actually were using MailChimp, which is one that I really don't. I mean, it's very easy to fall inside the MailChimp trap because I feel like MailChimp is really great at their marketing, but it's just not very efficient in terms of actually scaling up a business that relies on email marketing. So we set them up inside Drip. We built out really nice email sequences, email workflows, like I was saying. We had a really nice copywriter. That wasn't me working with us. And yeah, it was just, literally to summarize what we did, we didn't do anything exceptional. We just did the work. And that was all it really took. Now, we didn't just blow up in a matter of a month or anything. Like, we were slowly building up some more new content. We were leveraging some of the older content that they had already posted, optimizing it for SEO. And it took us like a year and a few sales, and leveraging our email list and our audience to really get over the $100,000 mark, which was pretty nice.
That's amazing. Now, let me ask you about actually selling the course. Were the courses for sale just Like point blank, they're just all for
Nope.
sale? Okay, so did you have like a cart open, cart close, or?
Oh, no, no, yeah. So our courses, anyone could purchase the courses at any time. I think the courses were selling at about $100 each. So they weren't super expensive. They weren't cheap either. I mean, $100 a course, it's not bad. Um, and but we did notice that I remember particularly a Black Friday sale that we did, where we made $30,000 on one sale, mainly because we didn't used to run sales that often, and so the moment that we actually did run a sale, people kind of really just, jumped on board. And we also did really see a lot of added value using bump orders. So we were powering our checkout forms using ThriveCart, and ThriveCart makes it super easy to just use bump orders. We didn't really have any upsells or downsells, so that kind of really speaks as to how valuable the courses were as well. I mean, we had a lot of people buying the courses, and the courses were great. I mean, these guys were super fantastic at what they did. So the content was really valuable. And we had a small product, which was a book as a bump order that people could just purchase for another, I think it was like $15 or something on top of the $100 course. So, yeah.
Cool.
And, I want to put some emphasis on the fact that maybe $100K per year isn't really seen as a big deal, but for a company that's selling maybe $1,000 worth of product on Vimeo, taking that idea and after 1 year, maybe it was a little longer, like a year and a few months, have an online business that actually makes $100K in profit, sounds like a pretty decent deal.
That's awesome. I mean, really, because you can take that product and just sell it over and over and over again.
It's recurring income without really doing a lot of work. I mean, you still need to do some marketing, and you still need to put in the work of actually attracting new customers, right? But yeah, it's pretty nice adventure.
So let me also ask you about how people got into the marketing funnel. Did you do Facebook ads, or was it just all content marketing?
So I have a no ad policy where I don't like running ads.
Okay.
I understand the value behind ads. I just don't like doing them myself. So I didn't actually do any advertisement myself. Fighting Facebook's algorithm or Google's algorithm is just not my thing. That's not the lifestyle that I want to live.
Understandable.
But what we did do is we did leverage a small audience that they had on YouTube. So they had about I think it was 20,000 subscribers that they had gathered over, I would say 12 years. So a lot of those subscribers weren't really active. I would say that they probably had 800 active people waiting for them to post a new video on YouTube. Now, out of those 800 people, a lot of them were, they weren't actually people that were dying to purchase anything that we were just going to post up on our website, like a new course or anything. But we did have some super fans. So I do feel like we were at a mark where we had about 1,000 super fans that would legitimate buy anything that we would put out there. Maybe I'm being a little bit too excited here. Maybe it wasn't 1,000, but maybe 800 or something.
Okay. Wait a minute. Only 1,000? So 1,000 times $100 per course?
Yeah, it's 100K.
Oh, okay. So you think so essentially you had, oh, I see what you're saying. You had 1,000 true fans on the email list. Okay, got it.
So we had 1,000 true fans on YouTube that would also be on our email list. They would, they were people that really appreciated the content that my folks were putting out there. But yeah, so to speak, the idea that even if you only have, and I don't want people to just leave this video with the idea that, hey, I need to build up an audience of 1,000 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers in order to actually sell courses. It's not the amount of subscribers you have, it's the amount of people willing to listen to you. I mean, I've seen companies that have 200 subscribers on YouTube, but a very engaged email list of 1,000 people that, that is a legitimate business. You can sell products with an engaged email list. It's not so much the amount of people that you have, it's the amount of people willing to buy from you. And that's not necessarily correlated with the amount of people in your email list or the amount of people that that are subscribed to your YouTube channel. So yeah.
Exactly. So the goal is to build an engaged list of people, not necessarily
Right.
just a huge list.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
And
So,
to conclude, I feel like a really good example would actually be take a look at Thrive Themes. I would say we have a pretty decent engaged YouTube audience of what, 800 people or so, and we have like over 30,000 subscribers. It's not like we're super humongous, super humongously big. Like we don't have an audience of hundreds of thousands of people. And Thrive Themes is a very successful business because we have good products and people like what we do.
that's right.
What about you, Christine? So it's your turn.
Okay, my turn. Okay, so my biggest online marketing success is I put a video up on YouTube, and it went viral, and then I put a lead magnet at the end of the video. It was actually, so I put a graphic up at the end of the video that said, like, if you want this guide, then go to this page and go, enter your email to get it. And I put the link to the landing page in the video description. And because of the success of the video, I think it had like 300,000 or 400,000 views within the first 2 to 3 days. I got 2,000 people on my email list. I started with like 12. So I went from 12 to 2,000 in about 30 days. And then after about a year, I had 10,000. And then seeing that I had that many people on my email list, I wrote a book and I self-published it on Amazon. And I promoted my book to my email list, and because I had 10,000 people, that's a lot of people. So because there were so many people on the list, well, first of all, I should say that when I promoted the book, I said, you can go get it for free for up to like 3 or 4 days. I can't remember how many days. But I was like, yeah, you can get it for 3 or 4 days. And so because there were so many people on my list who downloaded the book for free, when the book went to paid, it kind of started the Amazon algorithm, and it boosted my book to the #1 position on Amazon for that category. And
Nice.
so, yeah, people started buying it, and yeah, so that was
What
it.
category was it?
I don't really remember. They have a lot of kind of like obscure categories. I don't really remember the exact one, but it wasn't like a big main one.
Gotcha.
There's like a category, then a subcategory. So I think it was like a subcategory.
Can you just give me some numbers in terms of, you said my video went viral. How viral did it go?
Okay, so I think it had like 300,000 or 400,000 views within the first 2 to 3 days. And
nice.
yeah, right now it has well over 2 million.
What?
But I'm not going to tell you what the video is.
I haven't seen that video.
I know. I know. Like, I'll send you the link personally, but I kind of don't want to be known for like that video in particular. Like, I'd rather be known for my Thrive Themes work because I'm just a little more, well.
All right, we can keep it a secret. That's fine.
Yeah, it's just, I've kind of just moved on. I kind of like lost interest in that niche. So these days I'd rather, be more involved with Thrive Theme stuff. Okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about were some of the mistakes that I made when I did this entire thing. And you should know that I had no idea what I was doing. This was all planned out over a number of years because it took me that long to make the video and figure out the plan for all this and write the book and do all that. But yeah, I had absolutely no knowledge of what a marketing funnel was or how other people were making money online. It was just like, I just kind of sat down one day and thought about it, and I was like, oh, I think this sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna try it and see if it works. So it was just like a huge experiment. And yeah, so I mean, I consider this to be my biggest online success because I started knowing absolutely nothing and I learned a ton in that amount of time in finding out like what you can do to
So,
sell a book.
so Christine,
Yeah.
would would you say that giving away your book for free hurt the amount of, or hurt you in any way in terms of how many books you actually ended up selling?
I think, I mean, it's a hunch, but I think that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made. It was like people were already on my email list. Why would I give them a book for free? Like that's not the point, right? Once people are on your email list, I mean, you know, I know now because I do online marketing, but I know now that you're supposed to actually sell something to the people that are on your email list, not give them
So,
away more stuff for free. Like
did you have a website
I
at the
did.
time?
I did.
So
Yeah.
you were building up your email list using your website, I'm assuming.
Well, all 12 people. Yeah, I mean, I was blogging. I
So
literally had
wait,
a list of
let
12
me
people.
see if I actually understood this correctly. So you had you know, a YouTube video that went viral. I mean, 300,000 views is, that's a lot of views. I mean, that is like you know, three football stadiums maybe. That's a lot of people.
Never thought about it that way, but yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. So you had a call to action at the end of the video, which is a classic way of actually getting visitors to take action. I mean, we do that in every video for Thrive Themes. Now, was your call to action to get people to download your lead magnet off of your website?
Yes. Okay, so it was go to this page, which was a Thrive Architect landing page. Back then, I think it was called Thrive Content Builder.
Thrive Content Builder, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that page was on my website, and people would sign up. And I think at the time I was using ConvertKit for my email service.
And okay, and that's how you went from 12 email subscribers to 10,000.
Yeah, over the course of a year.
Did you, right, you didn't run ads or do anything fancy?
Oh no, I did not know how to do that.
Okay.
No, but I'll tell you what I did do is I posted that video on Reddit to get it to go viral. And that was completely planned out. Like I had spent several months on a very specific subreddit building up my Reddit profile and accumulating karma and kind of like building up a reputation, which now in hindsight sounds kind of like I was being very manipulative, but I feel like I was being a marketer.
It's called guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
So wait, that's actually interesting. I haven't tapped into Reddit that much. It's probably the you know, the social media space that I haven't really tapped into at all. Like I know about karma, I know about actually building up some reputation inside Reddit, and I think it actually makes sense. Like out of all of these social media places, I think it kind of makes sense to actually have reputation scoring inside a social media platform so that you can actually see posts from people with better karma or worse karma. I'm going off topic here, but that's interesting. So one of the reasons why your video went viral is because you posted it on Reddit.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I didn't post it. The thing is, I didn't post it to that specific subreddit, I don't think. I think I posted it to a much bigger subreddit. I think I posted it to the videos subreddit, and that's why it blew up. But I had a reputation inside another subreddit, so people could look at my profile and know that I wasn't just like, you know, spamming the internet with my video or anything. Even though it was, I have to admit, it was planned out.
So Christine, this sounds a lot like a one-off story of how my YouTube video went viral and I was able to build up an email list, and that made me sell some really awesome books on Amazon. If you were to try to do the whole thing again today, would you change anything?
Oh my goodness, I would change so many things. The one thing that I would not change though is that I would still use Thrive Architect for my landing pages. I would still have Thrive Leads opt-in forms on my website, but there are a lot of things that I would definitely change about this process. One of them being that I sold a $5 book and, you know, I gave it away for free to 10,000 people for the first 3 to 4 days, and then people had to start paying $5 for it. Why? I should have done like a $97 course and marketed that to 10,000 people, right? Even at like a 1% conversion rate, I probably would have made a lot more money. In fact, maybe
I feel, I mean, back then, I'm not sure what year this is, but back then were online courses, as popular as they are now?
it was at the very beginning of when online courses were starting to get super popular. It was kind of like that gold moment where I knew if I'd put together a course, I could have made $10,000 easy. But I didn't, there were some things holding me back. One of them being that I wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't confident that I would have authority in the niche. And I mean, one other thing is that in this particular niche, there are some electrical components involved, and I'm not an electrician. So I was a little bit afraid to give people advice on how to handle electricity, because I was like, it's kind of like giving doctor advice when you're not a doctor.
And that what you just mentioned is something that I feel like a lot of people bump into, which is they get scared of, they know they're smart about what they're teaching, but they're scared of being mislabeled as not smart, which is like, that is something that you just need to overcome at some point. Like, I feel like you just need to get over it. There's no easy way of doing it. You just need to do it. There's no...
Yeah, you don't have to be like the #1 expert in anything to create an online course. You just, there are people who are like, up at here, that's where their experience level is. Maybe your experience level is here, but that's fine. You can take people who are here and bring them up to your level, and you can create a course 100%. Specifically on that. That's totally fine.
100%. Yeah. So I want to ask you, how much of this particular success would you attribute to just being lucky?
I would say not that much, because I'd done a ton of research and a ton of planning beforehand. This took me years to put together because I was so new and I didn't know anything about marketing. I really kind of feel like when you're in online marketing, it's about how much work you're willing to put into it. And sure, there is like a certain amount of luck in order to become super, super successful, but just a regular person who doesn't consider themselves to be super lucky can still have a lot of success in online marketing.
Right. Like I feel like a lot of like our stories kind of overlap in a few places, but I feel like in your particular scenario, you had one video that just blew up out of proportions. And I feel like if you can do that somehow in today's day and age, man, it is so much easier than to actually do what my clients did, which is build up an audience over the course of 12 years. I mean, they did that for a living, right? I mean, they were actually doing a lot of in-person work. Their online business came as a side hustle. A lot of their income just came out of actually teaching things in person. But building up an audience organically over years, I feel like it is the most proven worthy way of actually building up a business. The problem is that most people are not willing to spend 10 years building up an audience, right? And you're probably going to try for a year and you're going to see that you've only grown your YouTube subscriber number to 500 and you're going to give up.
Yeah, I can see how that happens, and I can see how it's very easy. I do think that it's actually not as hard to get a video to go viral as a lot of people think. For me, I want a book about how to make my video go viral. Well, I mean, for one thing, I looked at my niche and I saw what people were doing and what people were publishing, and I was kind of looking at the kinds of videos that were going viral, and I was kind of in my head thinking, what could I do that's different in my niche that would, you know, amaze people, or strike some sort of emotional chord, or be really funny, or just something extreme in one way or another. And I don't mean like controversial, but I mean like extreme amazement, or, you know, just something to catch your eye, something that's different.
Right.
And so I'll tell you what I did is I put together a time-lapse video that no one had done yet in that niche. And that's what kind of made it cool. And let me tell you, it wasn't a good time-lapse video. It was like, you know, I didn't know how to do a time-lapse video. I didn't know that you need to like make sure that your shot is focused. So half the shots that I did were like completely out of focus.
So it was a time-lapse video of like a beginning to end kind of thing where you show how you built something or did something?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it really was not a great video. It just happened to be different.
Different. Yeah. I like different. Yeah, people seem to like different.
Yeah, and it was entertaining. And you know, I feel kind of bad because at the end, what I should have done was shown the final product. I didn't even do that. It was like, it was not a great video, all things considered, but it worked. Yeah, so, well, good. There's one more thing that I kind of wanted to mention that we didn't quite get to, and that is the different kinds of income you can make. So in my particular case, I earned income from the actual book sales, but I also earned income from the affiliates. I signed up to be an Amazon affiliate, and I wanted to note that, you know, if you're, particularly because we just released the Bookwise theme for Thrive Theme Builder, if you're marketing an ebook to your audience, the last thing you want to do is just like send out a link to your book on Amazon. What you want to do is sign up for Amazon affiliates, get your affiliate link for your book, and put that on your landing page. Because then even if people click through to look at your book but don't end up buying, maybe they'll buy something else, maybe like a TV or some jewelry, something really nice and expensive, you can make some affiliate income. And that, I made quite a lot of money for the next several months just because I had affiliate links on my website. So
it's funny how you can send people to Amazon with the idea of actually selling your book and then maybe end up making money because they bought toilet paper. It's just funny to me.
Yeah,
but it is true. I mean,
yeah, you can see what people bought. And I was looking down this list of the things people bought and I was like, oh, ski mask. Okay, weird.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So what was it? Actual book income, and then there's affiliate income. And then if you have a video go viral on YouTube, then you can make ad income from YouTube. And then you can also make income. What I did is I let Storyful manage my video. And so what Storyful will do is they will take half of your YouTube ad income, but then they will also push your video out to other agencies. So I think I made a couple $1,000s. I can't remember the exact number now, but a couple $1,000s just because they sold my video to like other people. But what I would recommend is what you can do is you can sign up for the agency.
Wait, so how does that work? You pushed your own video to YouTube, but
Right.
then you were also licensing your video to other agencies so that like
Just one
magazines or newspapers or some things could
Right,
use the
yeah.
video?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is cool.
So that was good for, I would say, the first couple months. I think it was maybe 6 months. That was good to do. But after that, I would pull the video back, and you can do that at any time. You can say, I don't want you to license my video anymore. And it's fine. They'll turn the video back over to you. But then you'll make 100% of your YouTube income. Because while they're managing it, they will take 50%, but also push your video out to other, whatever, news agencies.
So is that something that you can still do today?
Yeah, actually, right now, they still have the video because I haven't felt like bothering with it. But I don't think the video is making any money anymore. So.
And I'm assuming they're very selective in terms of whose videos they actually accept, right? Like no one can just show up and knock on their door and be like, hey, here's my video, sell it to someone.
That's actually a good point. What you need to do is, if you anticipate your video going viral, make sure you have your contact information somewhere in your YouTube profile so that people can contact you when it does go viral. And you'll probably get 10 emails from different agencies being like, hey, sign up for this, sign up for that, sign up for, we'll offer you, whatever, this percentage.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I remember looking up information about, like, what is this all about when this was happening? And yeah, there's no information on there. I couldn't find anything.
Awesome. So this was a great conversation, Christine. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it, liked it, got something valuable out of my nice chat here with Christine. Christine, people have been asking for your comeback here on YouTube. So hopefully we can make it a constant and ongoing thing.
Yeah, let us know.
Moving forward.
Let us know down in the comments if this is the kind of content you want to see, if you want to see more, or if you have any more questions for us about either one of our stories. We'll be sure to respond. All right, so what did you think? Are these marketing strategies something that you might want to try? If you have any questions for us about anything we talked about, you can leave those down in the comments section. And if you don't have any questions, tell us about your greatest marketing success. We would definitely like to know. Now don't forget to tell us how you liked this video so that we know whether or not to do more. And if you want to learn more about Thrive Suite, which includes Thrive Architect, Thrive Theme Builder, and the rest of our tools, the link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.